The following video is going to be creating a budget for my architectural demonstration company, Archidemo Co. Now last year Archidemo Co had 18 people and about 4.5 million in turnover. In the next financial year they're wanting to grow. They're going to need 19.5 people to do that, FTE equivalent, and that's going to push the revenue up to about $5 million. I'm going to sit down and tear down this budget and show you how we do it. Sit back and enjoy. Okay, whenever I sit down to start budgeting or forecasting for a business, the first thing I like to do is break out the costs and put them into the main buckets. Now for an architectural business, roughly 65–70% of your costs related to the staff. And what we do here is using the utilisation figures that we get from the job costing or timesheet system, we split that out into productive and non-productive. We then run that through a profit multiplier, which is the rate, the effective rate that you convert productive labour into earned value. And that becomes revenue. And we can cross-check that revenue figure against what is actually been forecast in the revenue forecast. We've then got fixed and variable costs for the overheads, and we've got interest and depreciation, which is sort of separate. It runs from the balance sheet side, from fixed assets and from the borrowing costs. So the first step is to chart that out. We put in the headcount on an FTE basis against each of these salary bands. And we then put in a utilisation, average utilisation as well, which allows us to split it into productive and non-productive. And we can also shape that according to historical patterns around Christmas time and stuff. For the overheads, we capture all of this data from a combination of our historical spending of stuff, and we add a bit of flavour to that in the context of what we think we're going to want to spend in the coming 12 months. This is everything. This is the pens and pencils and the telephones and the staff Christmas party and the rent and everything you can imagine as an overhead goes into here. And we can classify that into broader categories and then put that back into the buckets. And when you chuck that into a pivot table, it looks like this. Now, if you can get your head around the idea that for 20 people or 30 people or 10 people, our fixed costs remain the same, the rent, etc., because we've got a contractual obligation for those liabilities. But the variable costs, if you imagine at 40 grand a month for 20 people, if we went to 40 people, you'd expect that number to double as well. But just keep an eye on that figure, the 1.4, keep an eye on the 2.8. So we've done the detail work there in the background, and then we just load them up into our budget. You'll see here the summary, which has been set out by month. There's our 2.8 in staff costs. We've split that out into our direct chargeable and non-chargeable. There's our 1.4 in overheads. We've got a little bit of depreciation, and at this stage there's no interest in there. And at a 2.8 multiplier, this firm's predicting that they're going to, or they're aiming to make $5 million next year. Anyway, that's a quick rundown of how to do a budget for an architectural firm. If you'd like some more information on how you can run a better architectural practice, jump on our website, www.custodianbackoffice.com. There's plenty of free resources there for you to download. And if you'd like to contact me and reach out, jump on the Contact Us page. I'm David Dillon from Custodian Back Office. Thanks very much for watching.